Well, welcome everybody. I'm going to keep admitting people as they come through here. But without further ado, I am going to start off our meeting and make sure that I introduce myself and everybody else who's going to be on this call. So, welcome. My name is Garrett Rachinsky, and welcome to our first called our quarterly catch up. We're super glad you're here. So my name is Garrett Rachinsky, as I said, and I'm the Director of Engagement here at City of Refuge. I want to make sure that you guys can actually see my screen. Sorry. All right. And I'll keep admitting people as they come in, kind of doing both of these here. Okay, so Director of Engagement here at City of Refuge, and I'm also going to be the moderator of this call today. Whether you know a lot about our organization or this is the first time that you're with us, we're so glad you're here. City of Refuge is a 501c3 locally run nonprofit in Columbia, Missouri that helps over 1,500 refugees a year. So our mission is simple. It's to serve and empower refugees through relational care, education, and development. Those three things are relational. So you may be wondering, why are we doing these now? Well, City of Refuge is not only comprised of paid staff and those that we serve, who we call our refugee friends, as we call them, but just as important, thousands of people who volunteer, donate, intern with us each year. And in these people, many of which who are on the call today are you. And so we're glad you're here. Our logo the logo has a city on it. It's incorporated this idea that our city is coming together and people even beyond our city coming together to welcome our refugee friends, right? So today we invite you in to meet the staff, to hear their stories, and then also learn where we're heading. So before we begin, a little bit about my role. My job in the title is the Director of Engagement. And we created this role in that title because I do a lot of things like advancement, but I also do more. I do a lot of tours, a lot of outreach, speaking engagements, etc. So my job is to invite as many people as possible in to support City of Refuge throughout the year. I lost my screen here. Sorry. Okay, here we go. So this could be via donations and your help, volunteering, other methods of involvement, such as events and sponsorships, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. So as I invite you to get involved or even more involved, if you feel you're being led to start doing one or more of these things, I would love to meet with you in person for tea. Or if you're not an in-person, the person, that's okay. We could do a phone call or even Zoom and talk about what that could look like. So I'll put my contact details in the chat. I even have one of those little appointment schedulers that will help with finding a time so we don't have to do that dance back and forth of what time we can meet. So I cannot wait to meet you, whether it's soon or later in the year. This is the first time that we've done this, right? Our quarterly one update. And we anticipate, as the name suggests, that we're going to do these quarterly from here out with the Zoom option always available. However, depending on the weather and situations, we may also include a hybrid in-person meeting as well. So stay tuned on that in the future. Invite as many friends and tell them about this. We also are recording this, as you can see, and we will make it available in due time after we're done. One last note. As we talk throughout today, you may have questions, and I want you to know that you can put those questions into the chat. I will curate those, and at the end, we will do our very best to answer the questions to the best of our extent. There are a lot of things that are changing lately, and so just know that we're going to look through those and we'll address them as possible. So one last thing is the awesome pleasure I have to introduce you to our executive director. Debbie Beal is our executive director, and has been with us for over 3 years. She has taken us in those 3 years to an incredible place as we have grown phenomenally with you. So at this moment, I want Debbie, I'm going to invite her to come forward and start to run the meeting. Debbie?
Hello, all. Thank you so much for joining us today. As Garrett said, I'm Debbie Beal. I'm the executive director here, and it's been such an honor to be a part of this incredible organization and our team. Many of you are familiar with City of Refuge, but many of you may not be. And so we want to just give you a brief overview about who we are, what we do, and introduce you to our team and our services. We get asked a lot. How do people find out about you? How do the refugees find you? What are you doing to get them to come? And so we're going to just explain the big overview of refugee resettlement. There's a graphic that's showing right now. It's also on our website, and it's a very general depiction of what a refugee's journey might look like before they make it to our doors. The refugee resettlement process has typically followed these key steps. Refugees are fleeing as they escape their home country due to fear of persecution, violence, or war. They may seek asylum in a neighboring country or in another safe location, like a refugee camp, while they're waiting for resettlement. They're then referred to the U.S. by the UNHCR or other organizations. They undergo extensive background checks and interviews. And after approval, refugees undergo security screenings, medical exams, and cultural orientation to prepare for life here in the United States. So then they're welcomed into the United States with the help of a resettlement agency, usually, that they will then be assisted with housing, employment, language training, and legal support. The entire process can take years and years and years sometimes, and refugees are typically waiting in limbo until they're able to start a new life in the U.S. The local resettlement agency here in town is Catholic Charities of Central and Northern Missouri. They're doing all of the initial intake, job placement, securing housing, social benefits, and case management. We at City of Refuge might meet a family within a day or two, a week maybe of their first arrival in the United States, but it might be years later before we even see them. And it's just a matter of what their needs may be at the time. We have no deadline on when we're serving or providing services for them. Local service providers and agencies will often make referrals to us, as well as the many refugees who already live in the community who have been resettled that know that they can come to us and receive services. We also receive a large number of what are called secondary migrants. These are people who have been resettled in another state but have elected to move to Columbia for a variety of reasons. To date, as Garrett mentioned earlier, we're serving over 1,500 people from over 42 countries speaking 23 different languages. That is a lot of people, a lot of diversity right here in Columbia, Missouri, and it's so incredible to be a part of it. As a lot of you might know, last week, the United States of Refugee Admissions Program was put on pause for a 90-day review. This has also paused specific funding to resettlement agencies. This gap in funding, while it's not impacting us directly yet, it will definitely have an impact on the families we serve as they will no longer have access to the same resources that they did. And I'll share a lot more about that later, but I want to first give our team a chance to share about who they are and more about the breadth of our services and programs that we provide. So Candace is going to come up first. She's our Director of Education, and she'll share more about what she has going on.
Awesome. Thank you, Debbie. Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Candace Hulsizer, and I am the Director of Education here at City of Refuge. My primary roles are to coordinate the traditional in-seat portion of our adult English classes, and then I also manage the daily and the business operations for City Preschool. So a little bit about City Preschool. City Preschool is an intentionally multicultural preschool for children ages 3 to 5 years old with or without refugee backgrounds. Each classroom is staffed by 2 teachers, one who is a native English speaker, and then another teacher who is multilingual and typically from a different country. So when we opened the preschool last year, we had 1 classroom, and in that classroom, we had a sibling set of 3 from the Sudan. And these kiddos were very scared when they came to us. They were clingy with each other. They cried when their parents left. They wouldn't take off their coats, and they certainly couldn't speak anything except for Arabic. But after their year with us, the oldest is doing really well in kindergarten. The other 2 have learned to thrive in classrooms separate from each other because we have now opened a second classroom. And the middle child, who was the last to start speaking English, well, let's just say now we can't get him to stop speaking English. In the meantime, both parents have been taking English classes with us and have been growing a lot. As a matter of fact, more than half of the students at City Preschool have parents who are taking advantage of our adult English and development classes. When we know that, having a common language will lead to greater connection to our community, the hope of moving from just having a job to having a career, and then just overall stability for the family. You'll learn a little bit more about those programs from David and his team. But this is what we mean when we say that our mission is to serve and empower our refugee community. So as we look forward into this year, 2025, we have some strategic goals in place that we hope will help us to further our mission. As I mentioned, we added a second class of preschoolers in September. And so we now have 2 fully staffed classes. And then we plan to open a third this fall in 2025. We will also continue to grow as a place where kids are not only engaging with children and adults from different backgrounds, but are also receiving a high quality education. And that's why we've worked really hard to make sure that our teachers have training and professional development that will lead to kindergarten readiness and social emotional development for our children. Our goal this year has really been to go deeper and to get stronger in what we're already doing. And then for our adult learners, we know how important it is for us to have practical and immersive English experiences every day, and then direct instruction as well. And that's why we've added this semester already one additional day of classes for our intermediate English students. So now instead of meeting twice a week, they get to meet 3 times weekly. We'll work to expand our classes to offer sessions in the evening so that people with different work schedules will also be able to attend. This past year saw the culmination of a year-long process to partner with the Excel Center, which helps adults who are 21 and over to earn their high school diplomas. And so now our NC classes are happening right down the road at the Excel Center, and we have access to state-of-the-art technology and up-to-date classroom resources. So we are just really, really grateful for where we are and excited for where we're headed. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate your support as we work toward our mission of loving our neighbors.
Thanks, Candace. And now David with our development team is going to share about what they are up to this year.
Hi, everyone. My name is David Eccles. I am the Director of Refugee Development here at City of Refuge. That means I have the great privilege of working with this great team. We're missing a couple, but with this great development team to help empower refugees as they learn to live and thrive here in the United States. Our department is focused on helping refugees realize their full potential, as well as creating opportunities and pathways toward being successful in areas such as education, career development, and community integration. My team is going to share with you each of what they specifically are busy with, what their initiatives are, including our buddy program, our driver's education program, as well as our career, youth, and artisan programs. But we're doing a whole lot more than that. So, I mean, as they share, I can testify here that what you're going to hear is just really the tip of the iceberg on what this team is really accomplishing. So from one-on-one coaching, English classes, digital literacy classes, budgeting, career counseling, the list goes on and on. But I believe most importantly, we really just get to be friends, empowering and supporting friends. So that's been a really great thing to be a part of. This year, we're focused on deepening our effort in each of these areas that you're going to hear about, but also helping individuals make plans, as well as collaborating with more throughout the wider Columbia area. We believe that each individual we work with brings unique value to our community, and we're really excited to see as each person continues to develop, to see what they can bring to our city. So with that, I'd like to ask Araste, can you go ahead and share what you're up to?
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Araste Bishazi. I am a career employment specialist here at City of Refuge. Basically, I help our friends, refugees, to rebuild their life by pursuing the meaningful life career. Recently, I have helped, alongside with the other department that we work with here at City of Refuge, help one of our friends to prep for job interview, and went so well, she finally got a job. This year for 2025, I look forward to help our friends to turn their passion for food into a career. With that, going further, I would like to introduce you guys. Aaron, move forward.
Hey everybody, I'm Aaron Finkel. I'm the community partner coordinator here. Yeah, I love working on this team where we get to help our refugee friends define and move toward their long-term goals. I do some little things here. I have a violin program that I run on Saturdays. We have 20 students, and I just wanted to mention it because it's so fun. But my main focus is our buddy program. I was actually started being involved with this organization over 3 years ago as a volunteer in the buddy program, and now I run it. It partners volunteers one-on-one to work with refugees, basically to be helping friends, help them with things like adjusting culturally, practicing language, studying for citizenship, all these types of things. And I could fill the hour up talking about some of the stories that I've seen coordinating it. But I have currently, I think, 62 of these relationships that we are developing and kind of allowing to happen. I'd like to set number over 100 by the end of the year. So if anybody's interested in volunteering with that, reach out. We have more information on the website, and my email is aaron@cityofrefugecolumbia.org. Vivi?
Hello, everybody. My name is Vivi, and I'm really, really happy enjoying this group over here. Like, this job is really like dream come true. I was always wanted to be part of this group and part of this family. Having this family is like a bomb. It's really amazing. My job here is helping those needs with getting driving license and permits. I'm helping them to have the courage, like those who's afraid of driving on the real roads. But my job is to give them the courage, like not be afraid, not to do like just be you when you're in the car, to make sure they're doing the right thing they're supposed to be doing. And I'm helping with permits, taking the advantage of all those languages since they put those new languages over there. So my job is to make sure they got the right way to get those needs. And also, what I'm looking forward this year, it's I'm trying to get more successful those who needs driving license and permit. I want more achievement to see. That's what my goal is going to be this year from forward. Thank you.
Now, we also have a youth empowerment specialist and an artisan empowerment specialist. Do we have those videos? Are we gonna show those, or should I quickly mention?
Go ahead and mention them.
Okay, all right. All right, so we recently hired Raina Harding. She's our youth empowerment specialist. We do a lot with youth around here. We have a lot of needs just to help navigate the school system for parents who are unfamiliar with it. As any of you listening who have kids would know, it can be a bit complex. And if it's a new place, especially if you don't have the language skills, it can be very difficult. So we are both helping with navigating, helping people navigate that, but really training parents and helping them to figure out how to navigate that system themselves. That's a small part of that. The rest is our youth programs. We run a homework helpers program on Wednesday evenings to help elementary and middle school age kids with their homework and with some tutoring, as well as a youth impact group on Thursday evenings where we have youth from all over the world coming together, preparing for adulthood, navigating some of the tricky parts of being a teenager. And so that's a really exciting and important part of what we do here. Then we also have our artisan program. That's Stephanie Nichols, and she has done a really great job of taking mostly women from our communities, bringing them together, helping them to find community together, but also to develop some new skills and learn how to do everything from sewing, candle making, soap making, all of these things, all the way up to just some of the softer skills that come with that and have taught some to even start their own businesses. We've got, if you're ever interested, come by our boutique. We've got our artisan line out there. So the things they make, they're selling in our boutique. So yeah, that's our artisan and youth program. So thank you for hearing us out. That's the development department, and off to the next.
David. All right, so next we have Barry and with our refugee care team, and then Sarah talking about our basic needs program. So take it away, care coordinators.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Barry Stoll. I'm the Director of Refugee Care here at City of Refuge, and thank you out there for your interest in the refugee community and in caring for them with us. We really appreciate you being here. As a team, our part includes the day-to-day care that our refugee friends, and you've heard that term a couple of times already because we use it a lot, as they are learning to adapt and succeed and thrive here in their new home. This care includes pretty much every area of life. And Debbie mentioned the initial intake by Catholic Charities, which is tremendous. They need housing, they, of course, jobs and all the things they need to get started. The thing about it is it continues well after the period of time that Catholic Charity is able to have the support for them. They have a certain limit on their time. We go on indefinitely, and their needs become a lot more complex along the way. They are, as you can imagine, just like life for you and I, it gets more complex than just housing and but all along the way, things like transportation, healthcare, legal issues, family issues, basic needs, pretty much everything from A to Z. And the time that it takes for them to learn language, to learn culture, to learn to adapt and thrive is a long time. It's not an easy process, and they need help all along the way for that. And the central core of our mode of operation is what you've been hearing already. It's built on friendship, relationship. We don't view them as clients. We see them as our new neighbors who we hope to befriend and form a mutually beneficial relationship. They have so much to offer our community, and we're honored to be part of them to help them in that journey. I will let my awesome fellow teammates introduce themselves and tell a little bit more. This first teammate is particularly awesome. She's been around since the very beginning of City of Refuge. She's my wife, so I am a little biased, but I'll let her get started with it. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Lori, care coordinator here at City of Refuge. I love City of Refuge because it brings hope. And I'll give you just a little insight into hope that I was able to bring into the life of a woman I'll call Jane. She came to me yesterday. She was able to walk on the very first warm day since, I guess it's been a month and a half of cold weather, and she hasn't been able to get into our office. She doesn't call me where I would come and pick her up if she could call me and let me know what she needs. So instead, she walks here, and she came into my office and sat down in front of me and showed me some papers and said, "No eat, no food, no money." And I looked at her and looked at the papers and found out that there is money. She just didn't know about it. We went to her bank. We got her situated with what was going on there. Found out that her disability was not routing the money in the right way. So we've got an appointment at the Social Security office. She said she was afraid of her utilities getting turned off. We went and talked to the utility company. They reassured us it was not, that there were funds that were going to be applied to her account. We left there, and she was walking a little lighter step because of just figuring out where she was. And even though she was dealing with some high numbers on her phone for telling her that her blood sugar level was going through the roof, we went home, got her insulin started, and those numbers started to come down. And we also reassessed and made an appointment for her to be able to go to the doctor and look at her diet a little bit better. One thing that I'm looking forward to in the next year, hopefully, is to get a little bit more involved with the selection of fruits and vegetables for some of our clients. For example, like Jane, she's expressed to me the need for having specific foods that she can't find locally, either through the food bank or through the store. She prefers her African food. So just going to investigate in that this next year, and hopefully you'll come alongside me to help her life be a little bit more hopeful. Thank you.
Thanks, Laura. My name's JJ. I work on this team as well as a core care coordinator. I work primarily with our families from Afghanistan, and I've been helping the past 2 months coordinate large furniture donations to our families in need. A recent success I had came with finding a refugee friend employment. It was a multi-month process. It took support of her family, connections within the community, and collaboration within departments of our organization. And it ended with this friend getting placed in a job that they're just super excited about. And yeah, it's just another kind of instance of hope being imparted. And I feel it was just a great story of what City of Refuge can be at its very best, and just looking to build on that and those types of journeys in 2025.
Yeah. Thanks, JJ. I'm Emily. I'm also care coordinator here, and I help with various resources and connecting families to just things in the area that can help them in their specific needs and circumstances, as we've mentioned here today. And so lately, I've had the joy of walking with pregnant mothers and getting to help them just get resources for them before they give birth and after. We had one mom who gave birth a week and a half ago, so we were able to celebrate with her and walk this journey with her. And we have another expecting in about a week. So just exciting things with that and getting to grow in friendship with them. I'm excited in this year to focus more on youth and what that looks like in mental health as well.
Hello. My name is Sarah Justice, and I am the Basic Needs Program Manager at City of Refuge. I support the care coordinators, directly meeting the needs of our refugee friends. Our Basic Needs Program helps our refugee friends as they are welcomed into our community and get established. Some of the ways our program helps are through community partnerships. We have an on-site food pantry and are able to provide groceries and fresh produce. We have a basic needs closet that helps supplement items our friends need in their homes, such as cleaning supplies, personal care items, and diapers for children. We host health clinics to help our refugee friends see medical providers and receive vaccines. We currently have had 2 of these per year and hope to expand that program and offer more. We have an ongoing need for supply drives to keep our shelves ready to meet our basic needs. We are grateful for the many individuals, groups, and organizations whose generosity helps keep our basic needs closet ready for our friends. So a goal I have for 2025 is to establish partnerships in the community to adopt shelves so that we can replenish our supply regularly. We'd love to have you partner with us. It's a great way to help love your neighbor, and we welcome more people to get involved here with City of Refuge.
Awesome.
Thanks, all. Appreciate it. All right, up we have Kelly with operations and then Sandy with family support. So turn it over to you all.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kelly Dubinsky, and I'm the Director of Operations here. I started back in 2015 with City of Refuge, helping out with donations, but I now help to oversee the running of the building by keeping things safe and efficient. I also oversee and run City Boutique. I help with events, manage donations, and I work hand in hand with Nathan Lair running City Cuisine. In 2025, I'm looking forward to continuing to grow and expand City Cuisine. Our sales goals will include revenue from our boxed lunch and catering offerings, which are available to the public right now. So feel free to inquire about our menu for your next event or meeting. Our revenue will also come from our pop-up food truck lunches that will resume with the slightly warmer than weather we have right now at the City of Refuge Breezeway patio that's newly constructed and fantastic. And we'll feature our traditional fusion menu on Fridays, but also debut our new Taco Tuesday fusion menu as well. City Boutique has also set some new sales goals in hopes of continuing to grow our customer base and community impact, and also be able to maintain the approximate 10% contribution it makes to our growing annual budget every year. Overall, we have a lot of fun and exciting things are planned for 2025, and we hope you guys will stop by and enjoy. And I'm going to hand it off to Nathan Lair.
Thanks, Kelly. Like she said, my name is Nathan Lear. I'm the City Cuisine and Facilities Manager. I help make our food truck profitable and unique, and I also perform necessary building maintenance. This year, I hope to use my skill set to bring a broader awareness of our group mission and improve the quality of our outreach programs and facilitate effective budgeting through stewardship of the resources donated to City of Refuge. Thanks. And this is Abby.
Hi, my name is Abby Sneller, and I'm the executive assistant. I provide direct support to the executive director. I help organize our digital and physical resources, and I help plan and execute events for City of Refuge. In 2025, I'm really looking forward to make a few more sip and shops happen. Last October, we had our first sip and shop, which was an evening where people could come to City Boutique, and we had higher end items out that we had been collecting over a few years. And City Cuisine was open and serving, and people could purchase a wristband for to enjoy some beer as well. And so, yeah, it was just a great night, and we were super happy with the turnout. And yeah, just looking forward to planning more for the public to enjoy. And now, Sandy.
Hello, I'm Sandy Eccles. I am the Family Support Coordinator at City of Refuge. Right now, I'm helping to connect our families to immigration legal services. In our last year, we had 100% success rate in our students in our American citizenship class gain U.S. citizenship, and we're hoping to have the same success in the next year. We do need help with volunteers, so if you are interested in that, please reach out. Thank you, Debbie.
Thanks. All right, we have a new department this year that is just a formation of some of our wonderful staff into a team to help make us look better. So, our Director of Communications, Brita, if you want to take it away.
Yeah, hello everyone. I am Brita Shogren, and so I'm a director of our newly formed communications team, which is really exciting. We handle social media and also connecting folks with internship and volunteer opportunities, of which we have in abundance. And so I'll get more into that later in the presentation. But one of my favorite things about my job is just seeing how interns and volunteers impact our effectiveness as an organization based on the varying skill sets and experiences that they bring to the table that changes their lives, but also changes us as an organization. And so one of my favorite examples of this is we had an intern who last year graduated and went on to work for a resettlement agency in Kansas. And so she's there now. But one of the things that she helped put into place and then that has perpetuated over the last couple of years is a free health clinic. And so, we're in spring 2025, and it'll be the third year that we're able to offer that health clinic to our refugee community. And so that makes a huge difference. And that's just one example. You've actually met some people in this call earlier who have been interns in the past and volunteers in the past and are now on staff. So it's just really awesome to see those things kind of happen. We're excited to invite more folks into the opportunities that we have to get engaged. And so again, I'll get more into that. But some of our big goals for 2025 are to increase our consistency, to create more engagement, and then increase our internal efficiencies as well. So we handle a lot of processes internally and then do outreach and things like that. So here's the rest of our team.
Hi, my name is Lauren Walter, and I am the administrative assistant, but also volunteer coordinator here at City of Refuge. I get the honor and privilege of connecting the people of Columbia who want to volunteer their time and energy to all the programs that we have here at City of Refuge. And then I also help with anything in our database that needs to be cleaned up at all and make it look efficient. I try to help make it efficient for our team to use on a daily basis. Kind of a small fun fact about me is that my first day was at the holiday market. And so it was a really great way for me to meet a lot of our refugee friends who do a lot of crafts and things they were selling that day. But also it was a really great way for me to meet volunteers. So I was able to meet a whole bunch of volunteers that day. However, if you're on this call and I have not met you, I do want to meet you because that is my goal for 2025 is to meet all of our current volunteers. But then if you do want to volunteer, please reach out and I'd be happy to help you.
Now I'll hand it over to Kelly.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm the social media manager here at City of Refuge, and my job is to keep you updated on everything going on, from events to sharing stories of refugee friends and everything in between. And we'd love it if you'd subscribe, like, and share what's happening on socials.
Awesome. So you all have met almost our entire staff, which is really wonderful. We're missing just a few folks, and then of course our preschool teachers who are saying goodbye to our little kiddos this morning. So, yeah, thanks for sharing, team. So just to continue on with what I was sharing earlier, despite all the current events that have been rattling the refugee resettlement world, as of today, our mission remains the same, and we're committed to doing and building upon the work that we were founded on. So we do anticipate that the new executive orders will have an impact, but we're unsure of how it will impact us. So we're preparing the best we can with the knowledge that we have today, which some of you can probably relate with. So our ability to serve and empower refugees today remains the same. We're here and we are going to be establishing some new protocols and policies and ensuring that our refugee friends know their rights. We do have good reason to believe that the need for our services will be increasing as other agencies are directly impacted by the news lately. So we have already begun to see an influx in needs even this week, even today. So one program that has been directly impacted as well is the Welcome Corps program. This was something we had been more actively involved in this last year. This was an initiative that was allowing for sponsor groups to bring individuals and families who had been seeking resettlement into the United States through a different pathway than resettlement agencies. In 2024, City of Refuge was able to, with the help of Aaron and Barry and a few others, we were able to help 3 sponsor groups successfully bring families here and bring them together. And we really look forward to hearing if this program will resume after the 90-day period, as we have at least 15 applications that were immediately paused. So our 2025 goals overarching are the same: sustainability and scalability. We might need to adjust how we're doing it, but we are going to continually strive for this. We want to make sure that City of Refuge is set up with the capacity to continue doing more of what we're doing for a long time to come. As you can see, we have a full staff assembled, and you've heard about the wonderful services that we're working to bolster so we can continue doing that. This next slide is going to show you that over the last 2 years, we've been able to launch a lot of different initiatives, and including our entire development department, due to some limited one-time grant funding. And as a result, you'll see a large increase in the percentage of grant funding in 24 and 25. And this might change depending on if government grants are paused, which I just got word that maybe that's not the case right now. So we'll see. We're just keeping on our toes with the rest of the world, seeing what's happening. But if they are paused, you can also see that in 2025, we will be drastically impacted from a financial perspective. One of our goals, though, knowing that an end to those grants was coming, has been working towards diversifying our revenue streams. And so our goal just might be a little sooner than we thought with making that happen. But we'd love to get back to those percentages that you see in 2023 on the charts with the more diversified funding streams. For purposes like this, we can't always guarantee that the income will stay the same. So if we have it coming in from several different sources, that lets us do more of what we're doing for longer. So one of our big ambitions this year was to complete our capital campaign that we launched in 2022, and we would still really like to do that. That big portion of that was paying off the current building that we're in at 10 North Garth Avenue. We are over 80% of the way there, and so it is within reach. We'll just have to see how everything plays out. Obviously, pathways towards governmental assistance right now are pretty narrow, if not closed, and so we are looking to community support now more than ever. Fortunately, we've always been more of a grassroots kind of nonprofit. We've gathered people from all over the community who have had a heart to welcome and serve and empower and love our newest neighbors. And that has been one of the most beautiful parts about being a part of this organization. And so you'll continue to hear ways that you can get involved, the ways that you can shop and eat and partner with us financially or volunteering. There's going to be so many chances, and we'll share more about those through social media and through our newsletters. But I'd love for Brita to share a little bit more about volunteering and Garrett to share more about some of those financial partnerships that can happen right now.
Yeah, so we have, you'll see on these charts, we've got lots of interns and volunteers engaged. So 2024, those numbers, the yellow is the interns, orange is how many volunteers we had. That doesn't even include some one-time volunteer groups and things like that. So we have had a lot of volunteers engaged and yeah, investing in our mission, which is really awesome. So far in 2025, we just welcomed 12 new interns that started on Monday, which is very awesome. And we have 170 volunteers so far in our system, and it is not even the end of January, which is really, really awesome. So we see a lot of longevity of volunteers staying engaged over the course of an entire year and multiple years, even growing and developing in different roles. But some of our highest needs for volunteers right now have been mentioned earlier in the call, but we need drivers. There's a variety of different times and availabilities. We need people to teach driver's ed and also just to provide transportation to English class and to artisan classes and things like that. We also need more English buddies, people that can provide one-on-one support to refugees through just like conversation and being a friend. And then some prefer more formalized English lessons, so it can kind of run the gamut that way. But that's a super high impact role as well. And then our artisan studio is looking for more people that want to share their skills of crafting in various ways. If you have sewing skills or know someone that has sewing skills, we would love to have them join our team in our artisan studio in that way. And then we're always needing people in our boutique to help sort donations and welcome people in and be part of our revenue goals in that area as well. And so there's a lot more opportunities even beyond that. So I would encourage you to follow us on social media, but then also look at our website. And you can always reach out to Lauren and I at volunteer@cityofrefuge.org or cityofrefugecolumbia.org. And we'd be happy to talk to you about different opportunities based on your skills and passions and availability. So yeah, we look forward to more and more engagement as we continue.
Thanks, Brita. I really appreciate that. We are so excited to talk real quick about sponsorships and some opportunities for funding. Just as a reminder, that with sponsorships, we have a ton of businesses who've started doing this over the last 2 years in different tiers that we'll be sending out. We'll send those out to everybody as well. So what does that look like? We have events throughout the year. So Poemathon, for instance, the whole month of April. This is an opportunity for people to get a prompt every day that's sent to them, and then you get to write. So introverts and extroverts rejoice. This is a great activity where we can hop in and go, hey, I'm going to write a little poem or longer, and then people sponsor you for every day that you do that, as little as $1 a day. That was a huge event for us last year. And we have other events throughout the year. So we have Holiday Market that we just got our second one in December. We do that in December. We have a summer version that'll be coming up. We have our golf tournament. We're going to have a lot more of these quarterly meetings like we talked about, pop-ups, all sorts of ways to bring friends along to say, hey, have you ever wanted to see what City of Refuge is about? This is an opportunity to do that. So getting engaged also looks like being able to invite our friends and family in to be like, hey, let me introduce you to some of these people. And a lot of people see it. The minute they see it, many of you on this call went, I have to get involved. And you did. And so that has been so cool. We're so appreciative for that. So be on the lookout for those 2025 sponsorships. There's different tier levels, and the tiers that they have and what's going to be available in them are incredible. If you look here, normally there are a lot of great organizations across the country who'll do a golf tournament, and a company will be the main sponsor, for instance, and that can usually range between $7,000 to $10,000. Just being alone, that tier gets you really cool stuff on here, like your name on the side of our food truck. One of those 3 main events, you're included in that. Tons of time to speak in front of people at our events. We're going to have a program booklet. This is, of course, conditional on how we do funding this year, but a program booklet that thousands of people, we had over 2,000 people come to our holiday market, will get into their hands and take with them at all of our different events. So it'll be twice a year that those come out. So even your way down there, it includes golf teams and all sorts of other sponsorships. So it is a fantastic way to say, we want to partner with City of Refuge. We believe in the work you're doing. And at the end of the day, honestly, an incredible marketing opportunity. For anybody who's on here who's looked at a marketing budget before, these prices are a great deal to make a difference and also get a good impact in the community. So I'll, of course, put information in at the end of the chat about how to get involved with things like we talked about, getting involved with volunteering, interns, interns, volunteers, events, sponsorship, even as a donor, a monthly donor, an annual donor. I have a goal to double the amount of money that we are raising through those private donations. And the only way we're going to do that is to get in touch. So I'll put in there a link to our page. The main easy way to start all this, get involved. It's the get involved tab. So I will send that to you in the link, and we'll also send this out in the emails at the end so you have access. Some people have also asked, is this going to be recorded? Again, to let you know, if you just joined us, we will have a recording that we will also release. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this back to Debbie.
I think that's all we have, unless there's any questions that have been put in the chat. Are there any specific questions we can maybe not answer because we don't know a lot? Or
we
things
actually
that
do have
we-
one here.
Oh, perfect.
Debbie, Michael asks, are all grants government funded and at risk, or are some private or foundation grants?
Yeah, great question. It's if Rita, can you pull up that little chart again? So probably about 49% would be like potentially government funded, and those would be the ones at jeopardy. So not all of them. There are some that are, but not as significant of ones.
Yeah, absolutely, Bria. Debbie, do you want to go through? I know there's some other ones here. Somebody had asked a question on what is our public stance going to be? Are we going to make comments on social media? Will we make news briefings in that regard? Fantastic question. Debbie, as the executive director, would you like to shed some light on that?
Yeah, we are going to stay pretty neutral right now. Part of that is because we want to really focus on our mission of serving the people that we're working with on the day to day. And we are a nonprofit, and so we can't be politically engaged to the degree of which maybe individuals might want to. And so we basically don't want to be distracted from what we're doing every day, which is requiring a lot of our energy right now too, especially with influx of folks. And so we will be speaking on behalf of folks, but we're gonna be neutral, if that makes sense. Carrie, you might be able to say that better than me.
That's a really fantastic point, Debbie. And also another great way. Some people have asked, how can I make a difference in this time, right? If a lot of people obviously feel called on this, and so this is driving back to get them to one of our events, invite them to these virtual events, invite them to the sip and shops that you see. Follow Facebook and share our content, make it public and share it, because also that can help build a bridge. The comment also that is made in the support to City of Refuge is made through an introduction to what we do. And I've met many people along the way who are blown away and said, wow, I have to get involved. So there's another person on here who is asking about, hey, how do I become a volunteer? Can I come and visit your location for a tour? So, and one said, how do I contact Lauren to volunteer? So I'm going to put the get involved link, but Brita or Lauren, do you want to talk about that a little bit more, what that looks like when they click the volunteer app?
Yeah, totally. So we have a volunteer application on our website, as well as a list of different opportunities with details about what might be required as far as like a background check or this kind of training, and then time requirements and commitments. So all of that is on our website, which is at the Get Involved tab, as Garrett mentioned. But also, if you want to contact us directly, you can just send an email to volunteer@cityofrefugecolumbia.org. And that email will go to Lauren, and either she or myself will respond and get the conversation going. And so, yeah, you can just send us an email or go to the website, and either way, that will get us in touch with you.
And one other thing I'll add to that, if you go, I did just post this in the chat. So the cityofrefugecolumbia.org /get-involved. When you click on that, I'm going to show you real quick how easy it is. So what I'm going to do here, let me show you my screen real fast because it is that fast and very, very helpful. You should be able to see here on the screen that when you come up, if for some reason you do forget, you could go to City of Refuge at our website. Of course, here's about us and services. We spoke about hiring out in working catering with City Cuisine. You can find that here. We talked about the boutique 9 to 4, Monday through Friday. You can find more info about that here. What we're looking for in material donations can be found there. Getting enrolled in the preschool, it is half refugee, half local. So just getting our friends and telling them about it is here. The team, the story. So you get the gist. This is all here. There's refugee owned businesses many more who are joining every year. There's of course donate, but when you go to get involved, if you don't know where to start on this, just start at that top tab. And as you scroll down, you'll see our theme we've been with lately is love your neighbor. Sign up. But in here, you could see the serve, donate, basic needs, shop, right? Events, ongoing support, sponsor, share. And so what you can do is if you come in here to the serve, you'll click on this. And what I love is if you come down here, there is a breakout in all of these here that if you hit expand, you can see down to the wire what positions we are really lacking in, what that time commitment looks like, what the cost is, because we get that a lot. Like, I don't want to overcommit, but I also don't want to waste your time. Come to this site, and each of these, man, you can childcare, sorting, English buddy, transportation, all these are on here. And these are the individual ones. You could also look at the group ones. So maybe if it's a group that you want to do. So really hop on this website, share it with a lot of friends. And yeah, we would love to keep working at that angle. I'm going to check here and see if we've got any more questions. I think that's it. And last call, any other questions here? You could throw them in the chat while you got us.
And feel free to, if you have questions that you don't necessarily want us to talk about here, you can always send us an email or get us on the call or come speak in person. We know that there are a lot of questions and a lot of thoughts and a lot of feelings, and we have them too. So yeah, happy to talk and dialogue. But really, we're just really grateful for being in a place where we know that we have the community behind us and what we're doing with our mission, and that we couldn't do it without you. So thank you all for showing up. Thank you for your investment in the lives of people who have lost so much, and that we can be not only a city of refuge, but a place where hope is restored and the dignity and honor are restored. And it's just a really beautiful thing to be a part of. And we're so glad to have you along for the journey. So thank you again for showing up today.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon.